Boom.
Good day, morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching this.
Good evening. Good day.
Hey,
good morning. Guten Morgen. Guten Abend.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
We
Bienvenue.
got them all. No, I'm not doing all the rest of them.
Здравствуйте. Как дела?
Hey, everybody.
Willkommen, bienvenue. Welcome to. See what I did there?
That's good.
Welcome to. Welcome, étranger, to our CCT, the first 5 years.
Yes.
And I am, as always, Andrew Abrams.
And I'm Gail Becker.
As always.
Gail
Louise Becker.
That's it.
And we will be coming to you every week or so with new interviews, or we already have, and we will keep doing so.
Yeah.
Today, we are actually moving younger to we're all getting younger.
I was going to say, so, something a little bit more similar to us.
Yes. Gail and I have decreased in age today for you
Yep.
because we'll be talking with one of the members of our cast of Carrie, which was our very first conservatory production last summer. Correct, Gail?
That's correct. It'll be fun to chat with her.
It'll be fun. So here comes...
So
today we will be interviewing Tess Lenzen, who was I can't think of her character's name. What's her character's name?
Chris.
World According.
Right. Chris. Right.
All right. So here she comes.
She was mean.
Coming in the Zoom.
There she is.
Here's Tess. Tess Lenzen.
Yeah.
Tess.
Hello,
welcome.
Tess.
Welcome.
Oh.
You were the first student, I guess you'd say.
Because she's still a student.
To join us on CCT the first 5 years. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Before we get into the nitty gritty, where are you going to school right now?
I am studying. Not Zoom University. I am studying.
Zoom U.
ZU.
ZU.
Proud. I'm studying musical theater at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. So.
Or as they say in England, Birmingham.
Birmingham, yes. But obviously I'm not there right now, so.
Birmingham.
And like everyone else, you came home in March. That was when you.
Yeah, it was a weird situation. We were actually given the go that we were having school after spring break. So I went on spring break to Florida with my roommate. And then we got the email that was like, hey, you can't come back. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So then we were trying to figure out how to get me back here because we were like, we don't know if airports are going to be closing or, any of that stuff. So I'm glad to be here.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being out of town and being like, yeah, you can't come back.
Yeah. It was weird.
So obviously you have not been back, and all of your stuff is where?
Well, actually, we went last weekend. We had to sign up for times, and we had 3 hours to move all of our stuff out of the dorm.
Okay.
So my family and I did a crazy 2-day trip to Birmingham and just moved all my stuff out and then drove all the way back.
Only to move it back again in 3 months.
Right.
Yes. Hopefully.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh, what an ordeal. Well, it's good to have you back and safe and healthy in Madison. We're thrilled.
Yes.
So we wanted to chat with you besides obviously kind of what's been going on with you over the summer, but we wanted to make sure that our viewers and our listeners know kind of what's going on with the production you were in last year. So CCT Conservatory had launched a sort of a new production called the CCT
Conservatory production.
Yeah, I guess that was it. A long way of saying that. But anyhow, it was our first one, and we did Carrie the musical. Now, this production is unique because what we did was we threw our students sort of into the rigors of a professional contract where you worked for 8 hours a day for 6 days a week, and you worked with professional directors and designers and choreographers and musicians, and sort of really put you through those tasks of exactly what that kind of contract would be. Can you describe a little bit about that process and maybe how it differed from any other thing that you might have been doing up to that point? Because I know that you just obviously finished your freshman year in college, so this was new to you between your senior year of graduation of high school before college.
Well, and before you jump in, I just want to say too, colleges also don't function on a 3-week rehearsal schedule. They rehearse for 6-7 weeks for shows. So this is still even different than what she might have done in college with the play that she did.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
for sure. It was definitely a different process for me. I also was at a slight disadvantage because I was working while doing the show. So I feel like all the responsibility was really put on the actors to learn their stuff, which is like, you should do that anyway. But like first rehearsal, we were like banging out all the songs. Like we learned every single song that first rehearsal. And it was just such a fast pace, but it also helped us because then it forced us to, be prepared. And I feel like it helped us be prepared earlier for the show, which I love because I hate when you're feeling like you're not prepared and you're like, okay, what else can I do? Like, I need to learn this harmony. I need to learn this line. But it was just like right off the get-go, like we weren't playing around. Everyone was there to just ready, like do the show. Like we were ready to put it on. We were all excited to put it on too.
Was it a tough learning curve to get through? I know, I feel like I'm hearing myself on somebody else's computer. Oh. That could have been me coming out of her computer. Because, I have so much spin in my voice. It's just traveling like that. Okay. So was it a tough learning curve about that whole sort of 8 hours a day, breaks for dinner only? And you know what I mean? Like, obviously, when you rehearse other shows, you're in it, you're not goofing around, but this is exceptional. This is a long time to stay focused. How was that?
Personally, I loved it. I feel like it forced me to like stay focused more, and like even when like dinner breaks hit, like I feel like we were all still like working on our own stuff. And it also like the cast was also super helpful. Like they made time fly like it was nothing. It was such a good group of people to be around. So even if we hit like a long day, like we all just were there to pick each other up and be like, hey, we're gonna get through this. Like only an hour left till lunch break, like that kind of stuff. And so I loved it too because when I got to college and I did my production, we had rehearsals like that where it was, later into the night, and we were all just like, okay, like we'd already had school that day, and we were all like, okay, let's just do it. Like we have to do it now, otherwise it's not going to be the best that it's going to be. And doing that with people who are so talented and who are younger than me, I was like, I'm not used to being like on the older spectrum of the age group. I was just like, wow, this is incredible. Like it was so easy after the first couple days.
I have a question for you. Oh, it's us coming through your speaker. I heard myself come through your speaker too.
It's
I'll turn you down.
So Chris is one of the antagonists in this show, and you have to be, I didn't remember. I mean, she is just horrible. She is just a cruel human.
That's a great way to put it. She's cruel.
And to watch you, knowing you as I do, and you are one of the nicest, kindest, sweetest people I know, to play that role, I know it hurt you in some ways to do it. Talk about that, how hard that is to do.
Oh my gosh.
We're fun.
Yeah, we're fun.
Yeah, it was definitely hard the first couple rehearsals, especially I remember doing that initial like first scene where all the girls are just tormenting Carrie, and we just kept having to do it because we were trying to figure out, throwing things at her, the timing of the light, like the chant and everything. And I remember that first day just being like, oh my gosh, I want to go give Letitia a hug. Like I feel so bad. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. And then I think what really helped like remembering that it is a character, it's not me. And also like I'm allowed to like have fun while being mean, like, and it's not anything personal. And I always would hug Letitia after and be like, hey, love you, it's not me, it's Chris, it's not, I promise. Like, but it was definitely an adjustment, but I ended up having like so much fun with it towards the end.
Now you are also a graduate of our Find Your Light programs, which is our musical theater intensives, so which deal with obviously lots of lectures and career learning, and then lots of musical pieces you learn very quickly, a ballet intensive, blah, blah, blah. Can you expound upon your experience with that and maybe its preparedness for you going into musical theater in college?
Yeah. Actually, one of the most helpful things for me that Find Your Light has done is one of my classes was basically like acting through song that we did in Find Your Light. So I feel like I already had like an upper hand and knew what I was getting into, you know, like sectioning the song off, finding different beats, which has helped me a lot. And also just the sight singing, because in Find Your Light, you only have, what is it, like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Well, two for one and 3 for the other.
Yeah.
To learn all this music and all of like, sometimes it's like duos and trios, and it's a group number, and it's a solo, and it's like all this music, but learning it in that fast of a time and also like keeping it in your brain. Like I still remember harmonies from like the first Find Your Light I did, which is like crazy.
No, I have to give you a kudos here, because the first year that Tess did Find Your Light, she was in the intermediate group, and Gail and I were huddled, you know, a few times throughout the course of the few weeks, and we're like, this Tess Lenzen, like she's green, but boy does she have talent. You know,
yeah. she's nailing it, you know, she's really working it
and
hard.
So we said, what if we ask her if she wants to take advance? So you ended up doing 2 Find Your Lights in one summer, which people don't usually do, which is 5 weeks of intensive musical theater training. And I feel like you came out the other end of that so much more refined and aware of how to do musical theater.
Yeah, I think so too, especially when it came to like auditioning, because in advanced, you know, you guys give us like a season of shows and you have to pick a song. And before then I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, I was like, I'm a little nervous, but now it's like, I know exactly what I'm like gonna do. I have songs in my book I'm ready to use. Like, even if I don't have the perfect song, it's not about that, you know, it's about just showing what you have. And so that really helps me too in college.
Great. What was a favorite memory of Carrie, whether on stage, off stage? Do you have something in particular that I talk really goodly today. Oh my god. It's what day is it? I don't even know. Nobody knows what day it is anymore. But what stood out, a moment that stood out for you that you will, you know, carry with you? Carry with you. Oh, see? Cut me out. I got to be done.
Oh, there's so many.
I could do this view.
Do this.
No, you can't see that. Oh, no, there you are. I can't get rid of you, Gail. I'm sorry.
Darn it. Out of all the days. Okay, I'm sorry. Back to you. What do you got, Tess?
I have a couple. I feel like that first day learning the opening number, which also like kind of confused me because I had all the harmonies from Find Your Light Intermediate. So I was like, oh, I got this. Like, I already know my part. And then Evan was like, psych, you're singing this part, which, like, you know, that song is crazy. And it, like, you have to, like, literally map out what you're singing.
Yeah. It's one of those few scores that actually does that. And I wish more scores did that.
Bounce people around like that?
I like that. It literally tells you on every line which character sings which line and how they move. In does that. Like, where it tells you, it takes you on a map.
Yeah.
And it's, as a musical director, it's heaven.
Oh, definitely. Because I hate having to choose. You know, it's the
heaven
worst.
for Evan, who was our musical director for Carrie.
And he wrote the little theme music you're going to hear at the beginning of our first 5 years. This little
if you watch any of the interviews, the music you hear is Evan's. Evan's take.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I know, he's awesome. He really is brilliant. What else? Anything else you remember?
Yes, I remember that our first performance. Right at the end when I die, spoiler alert, people started cheering. I was like, okay, like
that's right.
It's great to be hated on stage.
I know, you won.
Yeah, there was another time where I know Annie like said a line as Sue, like it was like something along the lines of like, not everything is about you, and someone was like, yeah,
because it's so, you know, I think Carrie's a great show. You know, it's always known as one of the biggest flops. I think there's the new version where they fixed a lot of it. I think it's got a lot of merit, and it's funny because you mentioned that. I'm saying this because they set up Sue, who was played by Annie, you just mentioned, to be the person that you love. I mean, you like Carrie, but she's a little weird, you know. But Annie's character, Sue, you just love her because she's just she changes throughout the course of the show, and she learns and she becomes a better person.
Oh, are you kidding me? Pause really quick, Andy.
All right, we're recording again. We're back.
Okay, I had a little phone issue. I'm sorry. Thanks, everybody.
So what we're saying is that the writers have done such a good job of, and Stephen King partially too, Sue and Chris being completely a good character, you know, somebody you really like and learn something, and someone that you absolutely hate. And so you've set up that dichotomy. And so, yeah, anytime you do, Sue's like stands up to you, the audience goes crazy. And you know, you're saying you die and they go crazy. You know, it's like, that's good writing. When you can elicit that kind of response, and good acting, you can elicit that kind of response from an audience.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's so funny.
What's one of your favorite things that, well, what are you doing that's outside of theater or working on theater or learning theater that you're doing to pass your time during our stay at home and such? What you got?
Gosh.
What's your quirky hobby that you should put on your resume?
Quirky hobby. I've been doing a lot of home workouts, you know. I've been on a couple runs, playing with my dog a lot.
Okay.
It's hard because I had school while I was home for a little bit, which was like a great way to pass the time because we had to self-record videos, and so I just do that all day until I got the perfect take. But now it's like kind of calmed down a bit, so I feel like I've been trying to be like more physically active while also indulging in some self-care. I've been just taking the time to myself that I feel like I wouldn't have because I would normally be working or doing a show, and just kind of letting myself relax for once, which is so unusual. Like, I'm still a little.
Were you looking to do summer stock or anything this year? Was that something on your plate that you just never got a chance to actually do the auditions for because of this?
Not this year. I will be doing it next year, hopefully auditioning. But I had plans to come home and work so I could hopefully make some money, and now it's like everything shut down. Just kidding. Like, no more, none of that.
But you get to spend unlimited time with Jeff and Laura.
Yes. My mom is working from home. My dad goes into work every day. So there's just some family time,
What's the first thing you want to do when we're able to sort of gather again or go out to eat or be somewhere? What are you looking forward to?
I want to go to the Union. I love being outside. Monona Terrace outside in the summer is just it's such a good.
I just read something. They just shut the whole Union the whole waterfront down.
Yeah,
because people were gathering en masse, and they were like, "Stop it!" and they shut it down.
They put it snow fencing around it right now.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's you can't get there. I don't know when that will be maybe relieved. I'm not sure, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
that makes me sad, but that's what I want to do.
Right. Yeah. Okay. We'll put it on the list.
And do you have any idea? I know that if you're doing summer stock next summer, I don't know, but we certainly want you to audition for Merrily next year because you were planning on it this year.
I know. I'm so heartbroken.
I know.
I'm so excited.
We are too. We tried.
There are a lot of heartbroken high school students out there, as well as the two of us. But it will happen next year, and hopefully, if you do summer stock, it will be in the early part of the summer so that you can come and join us for Merrily.
Yes, I'm hoping it lines up. I love that show. So
we will keep
you posted. So do we.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, listen, thank you for joining us today, Tess.
Yeah. Thanks for
What's your middle name?
Guys. Elizabeth.
Tess Elizabeth. Tell.
That's me.
It's better probably than Glub.
Or Afa.
We're crazy. We're nutballs. Well, Tess, we appreciate you being part of our first 5 years for sure, and the first Capital City Theater Conservatory production. That was cool. So you're kind of one of our ambassadors. Thank you so much.
Yes, Tess Lenzen.
I'm changing it right now.
There you go. Oh my God.
All right. Thank you, Tess.
Thank you, Tess.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. I love seeing our students who've gone through the program, done something, had another show with us, and now they moved on to their college, careers, and I can't wait to see what happens with her in the next 4 years because
she's so talented.
She's super talented.
I mean, last summer when she was in Carrie, I was blown away by like how solid she is as a performer. Like I never worry about her on stage.
Oh no.
Completely trust her on stage, singing wise, acting wise, all of it.
I know, isn't that fun to have those type of people on stage because you just can really live in that moment.
There were a lot of people in Carrie I felt that way about.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, it was a good first show.
I'm looking forward to that production growing, those conservatory productions getting more and more. So.
And, I want to tell everyone, keep an eye out we're going to be announcing some news at some point in the near future. I don't want to say like this week or next week, but about our 2020-21 season as it hopes to be.
Yeah.
And we'll be giving you more information as we get it. And, we know there are a lot of organizations out there, arts organizations and others who are in trouble right now and need support. We are thankful that you support us and follow us and come to our shows and watch our videos. If you would like to support us, we would be super grateful. You can go to capitalcitytheater.org and hit the donate button.
Yep.
Right, Gail?
Yep. Hit the button.
Fill
out the form.
Yeah. Our usual special thanks to Evan and Beth and Paul and did I forget someone?
Kaylee
is doing a wonderful job. Former Fine July student and an aspiring musical theater performer.
And graduate of BW as well.
Wait, did she actually graduate this year?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I realized that.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's like we have we've got at least 4 seasons now of people who have either gone through the program and now graduated from school.
And Kaylee Boyle is one of our Find Your Light alum who have come back to our main stage already and performed. She was in Gypsy.
Yep.
And she was fantastic, even in the
like her and Lizzie and we've got a couple of them. So.
Yeah. We
Joel.
really believe in bringing our Find Your Light graduates back to the main stage.
Yeah.
So thank you all, and we will see you